When you look up at the night sky, what do you see? Tiny points of light, cold and distant, scattered across the darkness? Or do you see something more? Because every one of those lights above you has a story. They are not just stars. They are engines of creation. They are storytellers of the cosmos. Each one is born. Each one lives. Each one dies. And in their death, they leave behind a legacy so powerful, so eternal, that you and I could not exist without it. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen in your lungs. Every atom that makes you who you are was forged in the heart of a star. Long before Earth was born, before oceans and mountains, before human eyes ever looked up to the sky, a star lived, burned, and died to create you. And tonight, we will follow their journey. From the silence of cosmic clouds, to the fury of their fiery births. From the quiet balance of their glowing lives, to the violent beauty of their deaths. And finally, to the greatest truth of all, that you, me, and everyone who has ever lived are children of the stars. This is not just science. This is not just astronomy. This is the greatest story ever told. Welcome to the secret life of stars. The cosmic darkness and the birth of stars. Before there were stars, before there was light, the universe was a silent ocean of darkness. Imagine a night with no moon, no stars, no glow on the horizon, just endless black stretching in every direction. 4 millions of years after the birth of the universe, this was reality. No suns, no planets, no warmth. Only vast clouds of gas, drifting cold and invisible. These clouds were giants. They stretched for light years, silent and patient. But within their stillness, something was waiting, something inevitable. Gravity. That invisible hand, always pulling, always gathering, always shaping. Slowly, particle by particle, it began to weave the fabric of creation. The gas shifted. It stirred. Ripples formed. Tiny clumps grew denser. And then, like raindrops gathering into rivers, rivers flowing into oceans, the gas collapsed inward. At first gently, then with unstoppable force. At the very heart of these collapsing clouds, heat rose. Pressure built. The darkness began to tremble. And then, fire. A star was born. For the first time in the silent universe, light pierced the void. Hydrogen atoms, crushed together by unimaginable pressure, fused into helium. In that moment, energy flooded outward, pure, radiant power. The universe had found its voice. A newborn star cried out, and for the first time, the cosmos listened. It was a beginning unlike any other. These first stars were not gentle. They were titans, hundreds of times larger than our sun, burning with a fury we can barely imagine. They lived fast, they died young, and in their violent deaths, they forged the elements that would one day build planets, oceans, forests, and us. Even today, stars are born in the same way. In places like the Orion Nebula, entire nurseries of stars flicker to life, hidden inside curtains of dust and gas. They begin as whispers in the dark, slowly gathering strength, until at last they ignite, bursting into brilliance. But birth is never simple. A newborn star is restless. It pushes, it fights, it reshapes its surroundings. The heat and radiation streaming from its surface blast away the gas that once cradled it. Shock waves ripple outward, carving cosmic caverns in the nebula around it. What was once a cloud of silence becomes a battlefield of energy and light. And yet, in this chaos, beauty emerges. Filaments of dust twist into glowing sculptures. Shadows stretch across space like brushstrokes from an unseen hand. The nursery of stars is not just a factory of fire, it is an artwork painted on a galactic canvas. For ancient humans, these stars became stories. In Europe, people looked to Orion, the hunter, etched across the winter sky. They looked to Pleiades, the seven sisters, guiding farmers through the seasons. To them, the stars were not machines. They were gods, myths, guides. Long before telescopes, long before science, stars were already shaping the human imagination. And yet, behind the myths, the science is no less wondrous. What we call starlight is nothing less than the birth cry of fusion. Every beam of light that leaves a newborn star travels for billions of years, across gulfs of darkness, until it falls, tonight, into your eyes. When you look up, you are seeing not just light. You are seeing time itself. The life of stars. A star's birth is violent, but its life is a masterpiece of balance. From the moment it ignites, a star enters a fragile truce between two colossal forces. Gravity, forever trying to crush it inward. Fusion fire, forever pushing it outward. This tension defines a star's entire life. If gravity wins, the star collapses into darkness. If fusion wins, it bursts apart. But when these forces are equal, the star burns steady, casting its light into the universe for millions, or billions, of years. The engine of light. Deep inside the core of a star, unimaginable pressures force atoms of hydrogen to fuse into helium. In this dance of destruction and creation, matter transforms into energy. And that energy becomes light. Not the flicker of a candle. Not the warmth of a hearth. But a torrent so vast, so unstoppable, that it can pierce through billions of kilometers of space. That light will fall upon newborn planets. It will heat oceans. It will cradle atmospheres. It will ignite the possibility of life. Every sunrise on Earth, every spark of warmth you feel on your skin, began in the heart of a star. Not all stars are alike. But stars do not all share the same fate. They are born with different sizes, different strengths, and different destinies. The eternal red dwarfs. Tiny, dim, and patient, red dwarfs are the quiet elders of the cosmos. They burn their fuel so slowly that their lives stretch across trillions of years. To put that in perspective, the universe itself is only 13.8 billion years old. Not a single red dwarf has ever died. They are immortals, waiting in the deep. If time itself could last forever, red dwarfs would be its eternal heartbeat. The rock stars of the cosmos, blue giants. Massive, brilliant, short-lived. Blue giants live fast and die young. While our sun will shine for 10 billion years, a blue giant might last only a few million. Yet in that brief time, they blaze so brightly that they can outshine entire galaxies. They are rare, but their light reaches farther than almost anything else in the universe. Stars like our sun. Not too small. Not too big. Our sun is a yellow dwarf, ordinary by cosmic standards, yet perfect for nurturing life. With a lifespan of about 10 billion years, it is steady and reliable. It burns brightly, but not too fiercely. Long enough for life to evolve on worlds like Earth. Long enough for civilizations to look up at the sky and wonder where it all began. The role of stars. Stars are not passive lanterns. They are sculptors. They shape their galaxies with energy and gravity. Their radiation sweeps through interstellar space, carving the clouds around them. Their winds push at the dust, sculpting nebulae into towering pillars and elegant swirls. Their gravity dictates the orbits of planets, moons, and comets. A star is the master of its solar system, the conductor of a cosmic orchestra. Our own sun seems ordinary, but without it, nothing we know could exist. It powers every forest, every ocean current, every breath of wind. It feeds the crops, drives the rains, and fuels our very lives. The truth is simple. Without stars, there is no life. The march toward death. And yet, a star's life is not eternal. Hydrogen, its vital fuel, is finite. Slowly, over billions of years, it runs out. The balance shifts. Gravity presses harder. Fusion struggles to hold back the collapse. And when the balance breaks, when the fire can no longer resist the crushing pull, every star, no matter how mighty, must face its fate. Some will fade quietly. Others will erupt in violence so fierce it will outshine galaxies. Some will collapse into darkness so absolute that not even light can escape. The life of a star is grand. But its death is legendary. The death of stars. Every star is born. Every star lives. And every star must die. But how a star dies depends on the life it lived. The quiet death of small stars. For the smallest stars, death is not violent. When their hydrogen fuel runs out, they slowly cool, fading into the darkness. They shrink into white dwarfs, tiny, glowing embers of what once was. Over trillions of years, those white dwarfs will cool further, until they become black dwarfs, silent, frozen corpses of stars. None exist yet, because the universe is still too young. But one day, countless black dwarfs will drift in the void like cosmic tombstones. Their deaths are quiet, but eternal. The dramatic death of stars like our Sun. Stars like our Sun meet a more dramatic end. When their hydrogen runs out, the balance breaks. Gravity begins to crush the core, while the outer layers expand outward. The star swells into a red giant, so large it can swallow nearby planets whole. One day, billions of years from now, our Sun will expand so vast that Mercury and Venus will be consumed. Earth's oceans will boil. Mountains will melt. The skies will turn to fire. But even giants cannot escape death. In its final breath, the Sun will shed its outer layers into space, creating a glowing shell of gas called a planetary nebula, a cosmic flower blooming in the dark. At the center will remain a small, dense white dwarf. This is the Sun's destiny. Not glorious, not violent, but beautiful. The explosive death of giants. But for the largest stars, death is not gentle. It is an apocalypse. When a massive star exhausts its fuel, its core collapses in an instant. The outer layers fall inward, then rebound outward in a titanic explosion, a supernova. For a few weeks, a single star outshines an entire galaxy. The night sky fills with brilliance unlike anything seen before. But supernovae are not just spectacular light shows. They are cosmic forges. In the heart of their explosions, heavier elements are created: gold, silver, uranium. Everything precious, everything rare, is born in the violent death of stars. Every ring on your finger, every piece of gold in a crown, every drop of silver in ancient coins, was forged in the explosion of a star that died billions of years ago. Supernovae are destruction, but they are also creation. The monsters left behind. When the firestorm clears, what remains depends on the star's size. If the star was massive, but not the greatest of giants, it leaves behind a neutron star, a city-sized core of unimaginable density. A spoonful of neutron star material weighs as much as a mountain. They are the strangest objects in existence, spinning rapidly, flashing beams of light like cosmic lighthouses. But if the star was even larger, something darker is born. A black hole. Here, gravity is absolute. Matter collapses into a point of infinite density, where the pull is so strong that not even light can escape. The star's death gives birth to an eternal prison of darkness. And yet, even black holes are not just destroyers. They shape galaxies. They anchor stars. At the center of nearly every galaxy, including our own Milky Way, lurks a supermassive black hole, holding the galaxy together with invisible chains of gravity. The cycle continues. Death is not the end for stars. It is a transformation. The gas and dust cast off in their deaths enrich the universe. From those ashes, new clouds form. New stars are born. New worlds emerge. This is the eternal cycle. Stars live, stars die, and from their deaths, life itself is made possible. You and I are here today because countless stars lived and died before us. Their ashes became our blood, our bones, our breath. We are the children of their deaths. We are Starborn. Look at your hands. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen filling your lungs. Every single atom was forged long before Earth was born. In the hearts of stars. In the fire of their lives. In the violence of their deaths. You are not separate from the stars above you. You are their continuation. The stardust within. Billions of years ago, a massive star lived and died. In its death, it exploded, scattering elements across the galaxy. Those elements drifted, collided, and formed clouds. From those clouds, a small yellow star was born, our Sun. Around it, dust clumped together to form planets. And on one of those planets, in a corner of the Milky Way, life emerged. Not by accident, not by miracle, but by the legacy of stars. When you breathe, the oxygen in your lungs was once the breath of a star. When you cry, the salt in your tears was once the debris of a dying sun. When you smile, the carbon in your body was once the ash of a supernova. The universe is not out there. It is in here. Inside you. Inside me. Inside all of us. The cosmic connection. Every tree in the forest, every bird in the sky, every drop of water in the ocean, all of it comes from stardust. We often think of ourselves as small, as fragile, as insignificant beneath the night sky. But the truth is the opposite. We are not beneath the stars. We are the stars, given form, given breath, given consciousness. The universe does not look at you from above. It looks at itself through your eyes. A temporary flame. But just as stars live and die, so too will our world. The sun will one day expand into a red giant. Earth will be consumed. Humanity, if it still exists, will be forced to leave its birthplace and search for a new home among the stars. And yet, this is not tragedy. It is the cycle. The same cycle that gave us life will one day end this chapter. But perhaps by then, the children of Earth will carry their fire to other worlds, other suns. And the story of Stardust will continue, endlessly, beautifully. The eternal story. So when you stand beneath the night sky, remember this: you are not looking at distant strangers. You are looking at your own family. The stars are your ancestors. Their deaths made your life possible. And one day, your atoms will return to the cosmos, scattered into the great sea of stars, to begin again. The story of the stars is not just their story. It is your story. It is my story. It is the story of everything. We are the universe made conscious. We are the children of the stars. Now that you know the truth, that you are made of stardust, look at the night sky differently. That light you see is family. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, and spread this story with your friends across Europe and beyond. Together, let's remind the world. We are not small. We are not separate. We are the universe, made conscious.